And I am coming to you this morning because in our lives, there are plenty of times, and I hope I don't get emotional as I say this, that we are offered challenges. And I say we're offered challenges. We're presented with challenges in our lives, and how we approach those challenges can make a world of difference for our attitude, our health, those around us. And I think one word that comes up for me in that is gratitude. And I am coming to you because I just feel like you are one of those people who is you're a mindset leader. You're a heartfelt leader. And I would love to hear your approach and your take on gratitude this morning.
Thank you for asking. And I think we have so much choice in this, right? So to begin with, I'm Beth Montpas. I'm a life coach. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I love people and I love passion, and I live life with my emotions spilling out of me, right? I would never be good at a game of poker for sure. And our family, my beloved husband has received a health diagnosis, stage 4 cancer, and it's nothing that we would have chosen. No one would. And yet it is calling us forward to live in a way that we would have wanted to live without the diagnosis. It's calling us forward to be pole vaulted into present moment. Our motto is right here, right now. And sometimes we say it all right here, right now. We're like jamming to music, like really being where we are. Or we can be crying on the kitchen floor, sad that this has been dealt. This is our set of cards. And but it keeps calling us to be very present. In fact, I had an amazing therapist, and I am a believer in getting support, raise our hand, ask for help. My amazing therapist said, Beth, you are managing a big, heavy thing. And so only look 3 days ahead or 3 days behind. Because if you look much further ahead, you start thinking, will he be there to walk my daughter down the aisle when she gets married? Will he be there at Christmas? What about our 55th birthday and our 60th and retirement? And you can get just messed with. And you can also look back and be messed with as far as why didn't we go on that 10th anniversary vacation? We didn't take the trip because we were taking care of my mom in her final stage of life. So we are being called forward to really be present. And I feel like that's a gift. I feel like it's easy to lose gratitude for today because we're so focused on, I don't like this. This is not the way I had it planned. And anybody who's listening to this, I'm sure you can relate without the direness of a health diagnosis. Heidi, we do that with our kids. We go, I don't know what I've had planned for that.
Exactly. And it throws you in, and as you're saying, you're throwing yourself into that moment of how I want to control it or I want to change it. But wait a minute, it's not my decision to make. It's not my life to live. And you're right, it doesn't have to be a health scare, but it's all of those things, and how you approach them can make a huge difference.
Yeah. And I think having a health diagnosis, you have a new perspective. You see time as a gift. Every moment is special. And there's a phrase, the little things really are little things. We used to bicker about some dumb stuff. And now it's like, I am appreciative of a breakfast or of a cup of coffee or a sunrise or a sunset. And I guess before this, even though I was really trying, which is not a very good leadership word, trying, but I like to think that I was not sleepwalking through life. We really were. We were really sleepwalking through life. In fact, there's a song called 85, just the number 85. Everyone should listen to it. It's awesome. It's we live as if we're all going to live to 85. Oh, I have time. We don't have to take care of this moment. And you live with a kind of a sleepwalking effect of just kind of getting through, getting by. And so having a health diagnosis gives us a rare gift of perspective and time. And we see that preciousness of life. So I love that you're asking this question so that even people who don't have a health diagnosis can receive the wake up of the little things really are the big things.
They really are. They absolutely are, Beth. And I read a Bible verse just this week that said, has anyone gained an hour of life by worrying? Oh. And I wish I'm not always good at remembering the book and the verse itself, but it was written in the Bible. and I'm like, oh my gosh, they've been saying it for thousands of years. Worry isn't going to get us anything that we want. So, and in fact, worry can, as they talked about, trap us or stop us from doing something. There's concern. Concern turns to action, and that can be a good thing. You can, I mean, like, I'm sure you're turning your concern for what is, like you're talking right now about being present and taking a trip or, whatever. You're turning your concern for what the future might hold into some kind of action that you can be present in, and that you can be grateful for that.
Yes. In fact, when you say the word worry, I immediately think of in those early days of January 2023, when we got the diagnosis, we were in such fear and anxiety and sadness and disappointment and hurt that we couldn't see out. We were just so sad and so living in fear and worry, almost catastrophizing. Runaway brain. And we've had to really choose. So there's that word that I began with, it's a choice. We've had to choose to lay down fear and pick up love, pick up this peace and this appreciation or gratitude. We've had to pick up that and somewhat hold them together, but really you can't be in fear and in love at the exact same moment. So it's almost like a teeter-totter. And I want to say at the end of every day, at the end of the week, that I spent more time in love, which gratitude is part of that, and not in worry and turning down the volume on the worries and,
fear.
Yeah, the fear. And I remember 2010 or 2008, when I was going through a divorce, my marriage counselor at that time called me to not look too far down the road. He says 10 worries that are marching towards you, 8 or 9 of them will hit the ditch before they get to you. But boy, we are committed to being miserable and sad and scared. And I know people know this feeling because, like, sometimes, Heidi, have you ever watched your 3 kids drive away in a car together and you go, oh my gosh, if they are in a car accident, we are catastrophizing something, and we have to just kind of see if we can live with it. And I no longer, allow myself to look that far down the road and really be committed to peace and trust and faith. You brought up the beautiful Bible verse. I am committed to trusting that God's got them in the car driving away. And all my sleepless nights, in fact, I bet if we, all the nights we didn't sleep because we're worrying for somebody to get home, didn't keep them safe. you know? So it's just an example of our worries can get out of control.
Absolutely. Well, Beth, I am so glad to have had you here this morning for a few minutes to uplift us with your thoughts on gratitude and being present, and, you know, our heartfelt thoughts to you and to your husband on the journey that you have ahead of you. And we certainly hope that that you can, as you said, end every day with more love in the cup than anything else.
Yes, right here, right now.
Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.